Hello, happy Wednesday, happy vlog day. A few things to get through today. We're just going to start with some events that are coming up. Oh, it's really muggy, isn't it? I mean, when the sun is out, it's lovely. And I was quite glad that yesterday on the walk back from the garage over by Tesco's, when I went, dropped the car off and then decided to walk back with the dog, it wasn't raining. By the time I got back, through all the people taking their children to school looking at me like I was some kind of monster, I was so wet, so wet, like to the point where I got in and my face was just wet and like I'd stuck it in a pool, and I looked, there was like one dry bit left on my dress. Not a good idea. Always take a brolly. I did, but I left it in the boot. So, you know, this weather, as much as I looked like an idiot and a cat had fallen in a puddle by the time I got home, it was actually quite refreshing and quite nice because as much as the sun is lovely and I do like it, I think as I get older, I'm finding that I actually prefer autumn and winter clothes because it's so warm. And Zumba last night, it was like doing Zumba in like a wooden box, you know, like in the films where they put them in a wooden box in the jail for so many days to sweat it out. That's how I felt like after Zumba last night. And it was so difficult, the last few dances, because it's so muggy and it's just like there's no air. I'm not complaining because I do love the sun, but as I'm getting older, I am finding that maybe perhaps boots and socks and dresses with tops is more comfortable. Anywho, like I said, we've got a few things to get through. We are looking at the Creative Hub, which we are sharing information on with regards to Leeds 2023. There's a fantastic installation in City Square in Leeds as part of it about sustainable woodlands and future of our trees, and there's a really good backstory to it. So go on to Leeds 2023 and you'll see it. Some really cool stuff there, and I love art installations of anything, but if it has a meaning behind it, even better. So this is part of the Creative Hub, which will be held at Great Preston Hall on Sunday the 23rd for all them G-Festers that are going on the Saturday. Head over. It'll help get the creative minds and the juices flowing. So they're holding that at Great Preston Hall, and it's basically a place where local creators can sort of share their talent, and it's anything from speaking to poetry to showing physical art to a demonstration to music. There's a whole collaboration going as part of the culture of Leeds 2023. So please do keep up with it and follow Leeds 2023. But also we also have the Garforth, Swellington, Great Preston Ward, which is showing you details as to be part of that collaboration. Kippax Makers Market this Saturday. I put all these details. We've put loads of details on the blog, and if you haven't seen the blog, do go over and have a look at the blog from last Friday or the Friday before, because there's SIG, #SIG, Summer in Garforth. There's so much going on, and last week we put 2 more events that are coming up between the end of June and all the way to the end of July. But Kippax Makers Market's on between 10 and 1 today on Saturday, and then on the 22nd of July as well. So one for your diary. It's at Hanover Place, and the street food and arts and prints and plants and crafts and coffees and stuff like that. But the brilliant thing about this is when we started off with Feastival was to actually complement the high street, and this is what the Kippax Makers Market wants to do. It's to complement it and give you another reason to come into the high street. And this is brilliant, and I'm all over stuff like this. And the only reason we had to move Feastival is because it was getting a little bit dangerous, and it was very hard to sort of police people on such a narrow high street. But this is brilliant, and what it allows you to do is give you a reason to go into the high street, and then after you've spent some money with some independents on the stalls, you then get to go, you're on the high street, so go and have a beer, go and have a coffee, go and buy a bite to eat, go and buy something to take home, go and have a nosy through the shops. It's perfect, and it encourages people to perhaps stay and have another reason. So yeah, Kippax Makers Market on Saturday, and then use the local high street after. I was due to have a meeting with one of the members of teams from the Garforth Neighbourhood Planning Forum yesterday. That didn't go ahead, so it's now going ahead on Friday. And I've sent quite a few bullet point questions for it to go to the people in the know with regards to planning, because there's a few issues that a few people have sent me a few questions that I can't answer, but I'm hoping that before it goes to referendum on the 29th that these questions can be answered, because there's a few good questions there that is a bit of a head scratch, but very important to get an answer to. So when they do come up, I will sort of summarise maybe in the blog next Friday, perhaps, if I don't get done this Friday, just to give you an idea of what questions have been thrown at me and what I've asked them to have a look at in great detail. So, because there might be questions there that you need to know. Also, if you know of a family member who's interested but not online, they do have hard copies of the plan and the policy at the library. So go upstairs for a brew or a coffee, and then sit and go and read the plans that they put in. So it's always good to know they're trying to cover all bases, because obviously everybody is not online. It's really interesting to see that Garforth Town is getting ready for the next season. I've not ever been a follower of football, so I never sort of get my head around when they play until it's on telly, and then I know. But obviously women's football really, after the Euros, really did get me into. I just love the girls' tactics. I love the girls' play. I love that the girls have never lost a match. It's actually started to get my little football inquisitive juices going, and sort of enjoy the game a bit more when I watch the girls, which is great. But Garforth Town, as many of you know, Andy Hay took over as co-chair a fair few months ago now, and he's doing some really exciting things. Again, we put on the blog last Friday, there is a Volunteers Day coming up where you can Ron Seal of donate a load of paint, and people can go and help and paint all the things that need painting, fences and whatnot. But they're doing lots of things, so keep following them, and we keep sharing everything anyway. But there's loads of really cool things coming on with Garforth Town, and I think Andy's going to have quite a few plans which is going to incorporate the community that bit more with, you know, this fantastic football team that we've got. Garforth Town football team, grassroots football, which are really good, and it's just I just think it's going to get better and better. And obviously, if he can connect the community that little bit closer, I think it's got a really cool, sustainable future, because obviously the season's short, so how can they perhaps use the Garforth Town stadium and the grass and area and fields and whatnot with regards to connecting the community. So just keep watching that space. It's really good. Obviously we're sharing lots about peas as well, because they have some really good seasonal products in at the minute from, I think we've mentioned it in the past with regards to butane and patio gas and stuff like that. But they also have lawnmowers, barbecue stuff, all the stuff for a picnic table, things for picnics, and fans at the minute. I think they may have ran out of fans last week, as in the air conditioning units, that they were up for sale, but there's lots of different fans as well. So think of them first, you know, go and park outside, walk to the shop. They've got lots of seasonal things in there, so go and have a look, and you'd probably be quite surprised at what they've got that can benefit you. And at the minute, fans are it. And I don't mean, yo, go Chris, go peas. I mean, like, anywho, there's lots of things going on with Facebook at the minute. It just pisses me off so much. Out of all the social medias that I use, that gives me the most headaches. I don't know, I've mentioned it in the past, but at the minute, their profile page for business pages is causing a few issues, and it's been down for ages, so I can't actually see the main deal Facebook page and then see what I've posted. So I have to use Business Suite. So if you're having the same problem, go into Business Suite and then go under I think it's posts or planner, and then you can see what you've posted and click on it, and then it'll give you the information on the right with regards to your insights and what you've posted, and if you want to amend or edit anything that you shared or posted. It's a pain in the arse. It keeps saying it's technical error on their behalf, but as we know on Facebook, there is nobody on a phone, there's nobody online. If they are, who are they? Because I just sit now and just go, right, it'll change. It might take a week or 7, but it will just, report it. Who? There's nobody on the help desk line. There's nobody. Come on, Mark Zuckerberg. Nobody can get through ever and ask that question. Hey, everyone's having the same problem. And I use these tools to find out where Facebook is having problems, and it will tell me, and I just go, yeah, peek there. Nobody's a phone. So it will, if you're having the same problems, it will help. What a quick one to ask as well is, going forward, we share lots of things, businesses, news, jobs, activities, local things that are going on, about local creatives, local artists, local bands, events, obviously the choir, projects, volunteering, traffic, planning, never gossip. So we share all that all of the time, whether it's on stories, on reels, on posts, on videos. what do you want? What do you feel that you're missing from the main deal that we could give you? So, you know, comment below and let me know if there's anything on there that you think, oh, that would be good if they could do that. Podcast does keep getting brought up, and it's not that I'm not doing it, it's just how I go about doing it and who with and how we do it. And is there always that question in the back of my mind, are we podcast city? Am I going into a saturated market? Or do people want to hear about the lovely characters in Garforth? Because that's a thing that we don't mention a lot. There's so many characters in Garforth. I could talk about it forever. I'm quite observant. Some beautiful characters and some not so beautiful characters. But whether we can talk about them on a podcast, who knows? Anywho, I will leave it on. There is an ideal space under prime location. You can look at them on the internet. At the top, by Canton Flavour. We have touched on it before, but it tells you the measurements of the car park at the minute, and everyone who probably doesn't go to Canton is panicking about the parking issue. I feel, someone mentioned yesterday, the lovely Amy mentioned yesterday that and you can have a look at the post that I put up with regards to the details of the sale, of the bit of land, to have a green space, which would be beautiful. Absolutely. We're always down on green space anyway in Garforth. It's only 50 grand. I say that, if you've got it, it's great. If you haven't, then it's a lot of money. But I also think that could be a collaboration. I suggested a storage unit, 1 or 2 storage units on top, which leaves a bit of outdoor space, possibly green, that then collaborate with some projects that's going on, and then leave some provision for spaces for Canton and what else. So it could work. Have a look at prime location premises in Garforth and you'll find out. Room 94 is still empty as a premises. I do have a contact for the landlord for that, so if you are interested, let me know. One fun fact I'm going to leave you with, if it's not too late. Garforth is a town in the Metropolitan Borough of Surrey, Leeds. Of course it is. Place name Garforth appears first in the Domesday Book of 1086 as Garforth. I don't know if that's how you say it. Garforth, and Garforth with an E, with Gar spellings first appearing in 1336 in the form of Garford. Have a beautiful day.